And then what's happening? Well, why do I want everybody to see her? What's a man? I mean, people looking and winking, they lusting for her, all kind of freaks and no good people on the streets. Why do I want my wife? She can't bend over because the panties show if the wind blow.
No, the truth more than I do.
The truth is that you don't mind your woman walking around half nude.
Sure.
You don't mind it?
No, of course not.
Well, then that means you're not righteous.
But what's wrong with miniskirts? What's wrong with hot pants? I mean...
Well, see, this is a European design thing, but righteous people, you go to Saudi Arabia and tell a woman to put on miniskirt. Go to Zaire, Africa, and have the women put on short dresses. Straight up to here. And then what's happening? Well, why do I want everybody to see her? What's a man? I mean, people looking and winking, they lusting for her, all kind of freaks and no good people on the streets. Why do I want my wife? She can't bend over because the panties show if the wind blow. Horses show the behind. Cows and animals and mules. Human beings don't walk around with the behind out. Savages walk around with the behinds out. And my wife's behind ain't for every man to look at. You understand? So it makes a lot of sense. So how can I protect my woman if I'm walking down the street, she's half naked, and some sadist run up and grab her? Hell, I shouldn't have put out there. If I got merchandise I want to sell, I put in the window for you to see. So if I want my wife, why do I want everybody to see my wife? What's private? What's mine? Everybody looking at her. Which means what's wrong with it? How can you have a wife or somebody you love? Anything God made precious, nature hides it. You cannot find diamonds easy. You have to dig and dig and dig, and then you got to work to clean them. You cannot, you cannot find gold. Everything God made valuable, He made it hard to get. Pearls, rubies, and ain't my all. You have to dig, and half the time it don't strike. Everything God created that was valuable, He made it hard to get to. Ain't my woman more important than some diamonds and some oil and some gold when she's the field which produced my sons and daughters? Why should she walk around all nude in all of these design clothes? Her breasts is out. She's on the beach wearing clothes that show more than her panties when she go to bed. That's right. People don't just might as well come out with a brassiere on and her panties. She be more covered up than she do in the European style with just something covering up her nipple and just a little old G-string over, and she's walking out on the beach naked. These are savages. How am I have my daughter, my wife, or my woman walking around for her man? Ooh, look, I could do. Boy, if I could get to her. What I want that for? She's mine. What do you mean, what's wrong with walking around half naked? That don't look bad to you because you're of the European nature, and the black people are righteous. And the Europeans have made them unrighteous.
But look, I mean, before you go on, there are lots of black tribes who nudity is their dress. They walk around naked. There's nothing wrong in that either.
They don't look at it like you do, and I don't know enough about them. They were savages. They're
not savages.
Yes,
there's some
savages.
We were all savages at one point.
They were savages, and we don't style after them. You're talking about the ones who went out into the jungles and started living a beach-like life. We know all about the history of Africa and how it started and this and that, but there are the civilized people there too. And these are the ones we pattern. I want you two people to stand up and take a bow to show you how women dress and how my wife
Sure, that'd be interesting. Let's look at that.
Because the sisters stand up who've been converted to our movement in America. This is where our women dress.
Can we put the lights
These are our women right here. Do that look bad to you? Ain't that beautiful? And that's the way the black woman should look. That's the way she should walk around. That's the way our women look. They are sisters who were converted through the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. These are thousands and thousands and thousands of women in America. In every city, you'll see this take place in the day. You understand? They're clean. They serve God, Allah. They don't serve some English clothes designer. They serve God, and they're proud of it. And what's wrong with that? You ask what's wrong with miniskirt? What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
What man wouldn't want his woman covered up? He can go to work knowing that she ain't somewhere flirting. Some man chasing down the street for her behind part. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing.
No.
So there's something wrong with that, though, showing it all.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
You don't think there's wrong with it?
No, not at all.
You don't?
Not at all.
That's because you're white.
That's
because your nature's not righteous.
Listen, it's not because I'm white and you're black. I mean, that's nonsense.
No, your nature is not righteous.
How do you mean my nature is not righteous?
You said you don't mind your woman walking half naked.
You're making some incredible assumptions about me.
You tell me you don't. It's the truth. You're telling the world on television.
Have you got the priority on the truth?
Yes,
you know the truth more than I do?
The truth is that you don't mind your woman walking around half nude.
Sure.
You don't mind it?
No, of course not.
Well, then that means you're not righteous.
But let me put a point to you.
Half nude?
Let me put a point.
And you're a Christian too?
Let me put it... No,
Christianity shouldn't be back
I'm in
there.
fact a non-believer, if it comes to that.
Oh, well, now I understand why then. You're a non-believer. I'm sorry.
Not at all.
I'm sorry, you're a non-believer.
You can't say just
if
because
you're
a
a
man
non-believer in God, then I understand why you don't care about morals or nothing.
I believe in my own kind of God,
well,
like
good.
a lot of people do.
Right.
I believe in some
God
kind of being.
created man in his own image, but you made God in your own likeness.
Well, that's, you know, I mean, we can all quote cliches like that. But let me put a point to you from a book written by a by a friend of yours.
I'm serious. I've never hit a man on television. Were you all feminine? I might go to jail, but I don't care. You feminine? I'm serious.
let me put a...
You suffer from Parkinson's syndrome. There is, the damage to your brain has not affected your mental capacity at all. It hasn't.
I hope not.
You hope not? It has affected your movement. It has affected your speech. It has affected your facial expression, but it has not affected your mental capacity. Does it bother you when you hear people say, as they do, Muhammad Ali's punch drunk?
No. I didn't drink that much.
Does it bother you when people say,
no.
You know, you should have gotten out earlier, you're sick as a result of the punches?
Don't, if I thought if I did, I wouldn't come on the show.
You wouldn't come on here?
No, because I'd be worried about what you were asking.
When you look at the old pictures of the fast-talking, fast-moving...
You show me a picture of me. You show me a picture of you and myself, and we look much younger then. Things change.
Does your present condition upset you? Does it bother you?
Only a trial from Allah. God tries you in wealth, tries you in pain, tries you in failure, whatever. So I don't know what He's in store.
You view this as your trial then?
Yes.
How are you passing it?
This success,
Are you matching the trial? You up to the challenge?
I'm doing it right now. Coming on your show, facing you.
Make it sound so hard to do.
And I started not come.
Why?
Because I realized I'm not healthy like I was. I realized you'll ask questions like you're asking. But my pride would make me say no. But in the Holy Quran, it says if you got 1 ounce of pride, you can't enter paradise. So it scares me to think that I'm too proud to do your show because of my condition.
A short choosing right to the jaw. Liston goes down.
The numbers and tapes can only hint at the greatness of Ali. He was an Olympic champion. He won 56 pro fights. He commanded the first $1 million purse. He won the heavyweight title a record-setting 3 times. He gave unforgettable performances from Houston to New York and Zaire to Manila. But those days, Ali claims, no longer concerned him.
See, I've conquered the world. I've had all the fame. They said the world most known man, made money. And did you know 25 years is over that quick? So that tells me there's got to be a God or something better than this.
You telling me you didn't enjoy it?
I thought it did. It's only an illusion.
You think about your own death much?
5 times a day when I pray. And see, this life is short. This life is a preparation for the eternal life. I might die tomorrow, I might die next week. I don't know when I die.
Muhammad, I'd like to know what you're going to do when you retire from boxing.
When I retire from boxing, I really don't know. I want to say something right here. This might make you all think. Get ready to meet God. Owning real estate, going in business, teaching boxers, that won't get me to heaven. How many here believe there's a supreme being, believe there's a God? How many believe there's some power that made the sun, the moon, the stars? How many believe that this stuff didn't just come out here? Somebody wiser than us made it. How many believe there's a God?
How many believe there's not a God? All right. If I told you who don't believe in God, if I told you that this glass sprang into existence, this glass made itself, no man made this glass, would you believe it? If I told you this television station popped into existence, it just, no man made it, you said Muhammad Ali's crazy. All right. If that glass couldn't make itself, if this building didn't make itself, then how did the moon get out there? How did the stars and Jupiter, Neptune and Mars and the sun, how did nature, how did all this come here if it didn't know?